I'm looking at some of the producers you work with: Pharrell Williams, Kanye, Dr. Dre, Jazzy Faye, ATL's own, Swizz Beats, and then you look at Dr. Dre.
Right.
All these guys, but Dr. Dre, when it comes to producers,
Right.
Dre Day, DRE is it.
Right.
What are some of the similarities and what are some of the differences? Like when you go into the studio, did you know what to expect to each individual guy when you go into a studio, say with Jazzy Faye or Swizz or Dre or any of those guys? What's your expectations, and then what are the expectations that they have for you?
Well, I go into it with more of an appreciation than I do an expectation. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate the opportunity to be working amongst the elite.
Right.
You did. And the list that you named, I mean, I value, respect, and appreciate all of, from the top to the bottom of that list, but I can't move forward talking about producers without acknowledging DJ Toon.
Right.
Because that's, you know, that's the guy who was the very, very, very first professionally, you know, to come in and say, hey, I think he dope, take me under his wing, give me his beats, and kind of introduce me to the world. So that's my Dr. Dre.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what we built, I think it kind of shaped and molded a sound and a genre for generations, you know what I mean? Yeah. However, you look at Pharrell. Pharrell was the first like superstar A-list producer who would say, you know what, I like that guy, I'ma work with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him access to my skill set, to my talents and my efforts. He did that my first album. And then, you know,
he reached out to you?
Well, no. He said yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he said yes when he was getting $100-some-thousand a track, and I couldn't afford to pay that.
Right.
So he had to kind of like, in the sense of sports, he had to take a pay cut.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He had to take a haircut for the team.
To fit in the cap.
You know, to fit in the cap. Yeah, fit in the cap.
So we could play together.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was gracious enough to do that. Time and time again. Until we grew.
$100,000 a track?
Now he was. That what he was getting. Maybe more.
It's more now, huh?
Yeah, of course.
So hold on.
He getting blank checks at this point.
So hold on. So you have an album. That man do 12 songs. That's 1.2. So I mean, you better sell about 3-4 million copies.
I mean, listen, okay. We getting ahead of ourselves. First of all, if you get 12 tracks from Pharrell for one album, it's usually gonna be on his label.
Okay.
You did?
Yes.
However, if you get 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying, you can expect to part ways without the consideration.
Okay.
Without a downward departure consideration, you could expect to part ways with about $500,000. You know what I'm saying? And he, you know, he found way. Exceptions are made for exceptional circumstance.
Yes.
And he found reason to make the exception, and he fit in my cap.
Right.
My first album, and we just developed a relationship, and we've been working together ever since.
Right.
And that's one of the dopest producers I've ever worked with. Jazzy Faye as well.
Yes. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before two something.